Hello, vinyl community. It's Bill here again. And today I'm jumping on a thread that was started by the wonderful Rob Walker. And it's 10 songs about famous people. I think I've got 6 LPs and 4 CDs to cover the bases here. And I've got, just so that you maybe watch till the end, we'll see. I've got the famous people include 3 singers, 2 artists, 2 actors, a founding father, 1 astronaut, and a hero from the Wild West. So let's get going. So the first singer I want to speak about is a wonderful song from a wonderful artist called Ian Dury from the New Boots and Panties album. I think he just wanted to have a laugh when people went in to ask for this record. Can I have New Boots and Panties, please, by Ian Dury? But yeah, great album artwork, great photo of Ian with his son Baxter looking cool. But the song I'm choosing from this is not Clever Trevor, but Sweet Jean Vincent. So yeah, really great song about a rock and roller. Then I'm moving on to another rock and roller. This guy's not as shy and retiring as Gene Vincent. Was Gene Vincent shy and retiring? Not sure. But this guy is the killer, Jerry Lee Lewis. And whereas a lot of the songs that I'm choosing are artists or musicians or groups speaking about a third person or famous person in the third person, if you like. This one is, it's a song about himself anyway, and it's not Johnny B. Good, but it's the Lewis Boogie. My name is Jerry Lee Lewis from Louisiana, gonna play a little boogie on this here piano. And he does mention Elvis Presley in the song, going down to old Memphis town where that boy Presley, nothing but a hound, something like that. But yeah, love the Lewis Boogie, really great piano part, and yeah, the killer. Before we go on to the third singer, who's more a singer-songwriter, although yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis penned that Lewis Boogie, I'm going to go for 2 artists. And the first one is from Band on the Run, and it is Pablo Picasso, and the song is Picasso's Last Words, Drink to Me. I'm not sure if it's that track or another one that has a great opening line about Houdini. Houdini said the hardest thing to do was to get out of bed. I think that's a great lyric. So Picasso's Last Words, found on the Band on the Run album. And then this is an album that keeps on giving. I told that to Alan the Static Traveller. The 2 songs, I get 2 songs from this album. So the first one is Andy Warhol. So Andy Warhol's an artist. There's a connection to somebody else later on. And Song for Bob Dylan, or is it Robert Zimmerman? But yeah, Hunky Dory is a fantastic album. Great songs from start to finish. This is an album that if you haven't done this for a while, you should listen to it from start to finish. A really good listen. So we mentioned Andy Warhol there. And Andy was famous, well, he was a great screen print artist and conceptual artist, video, and you name it. He did a great record sleeve designer as well. Sticky Fingers album for one, but he also did some very famous screen prints of Marilyn Monroe. So I'm going to show Elton John's greatest hits, because Candle in the Wind is all about Marilyn Monroe. So that's the first of the two actors, or should it be an actress and an actor? Now, the actor comes from this collection, which is the Eagles Ultimate Collection, and the track is James Dean. And the lyric writing on James Dean is great. There's all sorts of references to spiders, and the Porsche Spider was, of course, the car that James Dean was driving when he killed himself. And yeah, there's some wonderful lyrics in the song James Dean. So what have we got left? We have one founding father, one astronaut, and one hero from the Wild West. So our transatlantic friends will know all about this guy. This is Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers, and I think he set up the financial institutions in the US. He was one of the writers of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution as well, I think. So this is a $10 bill, and Alexander Hamilton features in portrait on that. He was never a president, but if he hadn't been a naughty boy, if he hadn't had an affair, scandalous affair, he might have become president. If you ever get the chance to read this book, Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow, do so. It's quite a weighty tome. How many pages? Well, about 750 odd. Great read, fascinating story, which was read by a certain Lin-Manuel Miranda. And not only did he write a song, he wrote a whole musical about it. And again, if you get a chance to see the musical, do so. A sort of rapper's delight, and very diverse cast. And that doesn't take away from knowing that George Washington was a historical figure. But yeah, really good concept. So there is a song. First one is Alexander Hamilton. Track 2 is Aaron Burr. And I think there might be other names from American history that feature on this album. I promised you an astronaut. And the astronaut in question is John Glenn. I don't know if you can see John Glenn's signature there. Yeah. This is a letter to Joe Buzzard. And it's to do with a flight in 1962, I think. So there's a typed letter from National Aeronautics and Space Administration. To you and me, that's NASA. And it's dated April 17th, 1962. And the letter, which is on a CD, a cover of a CD, is to Mr. Joe Buzzard. And it says, "Thank you for your interest and thoughtfulness in writing about the flight of the Friendship 7 spacecraft, and for enclosing a token of appreciation. Many things were learnt from this and from earlier flights of Alan Shepard and Gus Grissom. Each flight is a stepping stone in our ever-expanding manned spaceflight research program. Project Mercury is a team effort of many, many thousands of people. Beyond those working directly on the project, however, the flight of Friendship 7 had the support, thoughts, and best wishes of many thousands, perhaps even millions of people throughout the world. Again, I appreciate your thoughtfulness in writing to me." So that the song is called "The Flight of Astronaut John Glenn," and it's like a country number by Joe Buzzard and Oscar Myers. The amusing thing is that Joe liked sort of Americana. He liked early jazz. He loved early blues and early country as well. And he set up Phonotone Records. There's a great box set with, I think, 6 CDs, a booklet, and a bottle opener. So there's some great recordings. So you think of the space race, and one of the tunes that comes to mind is Telstar by the Tornadoes. And it has a very, even though it's early 60s, it's got a very space age feel. But for the flight of astronaut John Glenn, it's very much Americana and maybe more suited to a freight train than a space rocket. But there you have it. Joe Buzzard and Oscar Myers were sufficiently enthralled by the space race. And I think that one of the lyrics is about how the US is going to beat the communists into space. So, yeah, let's say no more about that. But that's our astronaut. And I think I've got one more that I promised you. And this is not a song, but it's a whole ballet suite, Billy the Kid by Aaron Copland. And it's a ballet suite from 1939 and about 21 minutes long. So not sure if that's straying too far from the concept that Rob Walker put together, but I didn't have the album Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, and else I would have shown that. So, thank you for watching. Bye just now.